devastating.
Deep frustration from First Nations leaders.
It's a sad day for the many First Nations families learning today that their long wait for compensation and acknowledgement is going to continue.
For them to have that hope of receiving that compensation with great expectation, and only for that to be snatched from them, is cruel.
A $20 billion deal to compensate First Nations children and families harmed by the on-reserve child welfare system is now upended. The Canadian Human Rights Tribunal says it shortchanges some while leaving out others.
This government must respect their obligation to pay compensation to the children who have been put at risk through the willful and deliberate negligence of this government.
This is the largest settlement in Canadian history.
When Ottawa and the Assembly of First Nations first announced the agreement, there were high hopes it would put an end to a 15-year legal battle.
It is, I think, disappointing to many First Nations people that a First Nations-led, Indigenous-designed approach hasn't been accepted as complete.
But the tribunal found the agreement does not meet its human rights orders to guarantee $40,000 to all victims who suffered in the system.
We have to go back with our partners and see what the final decision is and see where we can move from there.
The First Nations children's advocate who triggered the initial human rights complaint back in 2007 says there's an easy remedy. Pay all the victims outlined by the tribunal and build the rest of the deal from there.
It might cost Canada more, and that is a huge number, $20 billion. But what Canadians need to know is that's only there because Canada hurt so many children.
The federal government must now decide whether it can still salvage the agreement or will go back to federal court. It set a deadline the end of the year. Olivia Stefanovic, CBC News, Ottawa.